No, this is a big game, semi-final. We played our last game against Algeria. It was a good game for us. Now, a big game against a big team. So, we will enter slowly in this game because we have a last training session today, and we will be ready for tomorrow. When I took this job, the reality, I was a fan of this national team since
maybe moment for Nigeria's coach, Eric Shell, but he also spoke about his tactics. But let's speak to what we expect today on the pitch. It's a big night for us as a football-loving country, and we're joined by Pooja. I just stick to that short form. Good morning, Pooja. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Good to have you. I don't know if you saw us coming this far. I know I asked that you predict final, so maybe you did see us. But let's tie it to what Eric Shell just said about training, how Nigeria would approach the game, coming into the game slow. Some have said that is mental tactics. Nobody should fall for that. But we've seen the trajectory of the Super Eagles. First Tunisia in the group stages, Algeria in the knockout stage, quarterfinal. Now, the hosts, Morocco. So it's like we have been destined to meet all North African countries, or majority of them. So do you see that thread and perhaps predict a win for Nigeria as well as we've done with Tunisia and Algeria?
Well, you can say that again, that we are facing a familiar territory in terms of North Africans. But, the physicality we tell on the Super Eagles because they've had a long tournament. Remember, they went from Marrakesh to Fes on Monday and trained them. They have their recovery session on Sunday, and they had to travel by road for over 3 hours back to Rabat on Monday, and they had their training session on Monday as well, and yesterday as well. So they've had a longer time, and when they are training in Rabat, is actually more than 30 minutes from their base in Rabat. So they've had a lot of physicality turning on their body. So we may not see the kind of tenacity or energy or aggressiveness we had against Algeria or Egypt or Tunisia, but I must confess that the boys are ready. We watched that training session yesterday, and of course, the regular intensity, the regular good training session. And this is the first time they were playing in Rabat. Remember, this is the home of Morocco. But like you said, we've played two strong North African teams, and hopefully we know how to play them and then get one over Morocco later today.
But Pooja, think about this. We're playing against a host nation. Now, if we tried this, it's almost like, again, we're destined to play host nations. And the last time with Côte d'Ivoire, we won the first match. Of course, they won us in the final. But the point is, we tried to defeat Côte d'Ivoire. Now, this is sub-Saharan Africa. But when you go to North Africa, football is different entirely. Fans come with laser to watch the match. They come with the loudest chants. It's quite different, right, in North Africa. So what will it be like playing against the host nation in a North African country when we know that football is extreme, Pooja?
They eat football in North Africa, and for Morocco, I think today we are going to see over 50,000 Moroccans in that stadium. It's a capacity that is over 60,000, and I don't think we have Nigerians more than 10,000 in that stadium, or even fans from other countries. For Morocco, they breed football. This is the first time they're getting to the semi-final of an AFCON for over 3 editions, so they want to host and win. And for Nigeria, I won't say, playing host will make us fail again. I think, like I said, because we played the North Africans who play similar football like Morocco, like Algeria, we could do one over Morocco, but the support will be huge today. Victor Osimhen was talking to CBS Sport later, yesterday. I was talking about everybody has played against inside the stadium of 80,000 capacity, 40,000 capacity, but this will be different. If you are playing for a club side, it's different from you are playing for your country. So the Super Eagles should expect hostility, they expect passion, they should expect a very hostile atmosphere. And like you said, the North African use lasers to distract players. So we are playing against the nation, we are playing against the 12th man, but with what we've done so far, keeping the clean sheet back to back against Mozambique and of course Algeria, I think the boys have lots to offer, and they like a conversation to win the AFCON for Nigerians.
Pooja, let's talk about, you mentioned it, the psychology that we need to get into this game with, and talk about the temperament. There will be a lot of triggers as far as this is concerned. In fact, when you look at football, football feels to me like 90% psychology, 10% skill. Where should our heads be in, beginning with Nwabali to the last person?
So today, Victor Osimhen will be captain of the side. Remember, Ufren Didi will be suspended because of 2 yellow cards. So we have Victor Osimhen as the captain of the side. So the temperament has to start from the captain. Victor Osimhen has to be calm this time around because we are playing a country with so much antics. We saw Algeria as well, doing so much tactics. Like I said, psychology-wise, they want to win you before they win you on the pitch. So we have to be careful. Nwabali got a yellow card against Algeria. If he gets a yellow card against Morocco and we win, he will not play in the final. So everybody has to be on their right senses. And we saw, Osimhen against Uganda, which of course was the captain. It was more like, a daddy figure. So I don't think we see the kind of temperament we see from Osimhen if he's not a captain, because if the captain fails to, connect with the players or, be calm, it can get to the players. So we see Victor Osimhen as captain. We have, we pray that Nwabali is calm as well. And of course, we have leaders in the team. Iwobi is the leader in the team. Kabibasi is the leader in the team. Ademola Lookman is the leader in the team. So, and of course, they played, non-Africans several times as well. Like I said, against Algeria, they played calmly as well. In that stadium in Marrakesh, we had over 30,000, Algerians. But this time it will be different. So hopefully, I know they will be doing lots of pep talk, away from training sessions. So we have Victor Osimhen in that calm mode. Just go for us, leave the antics, leave the body language, leave the mentality, and just give us the go. So, like you said, the mentality, the psychology, we have to win it over Morocco because we are playing against a team who have the biggest fan even in Africa.
And we hope that the Super Eagles, will surpass expectations, on that counsel that you have offered. But Pooja, talk to us about the equivalence of Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, Alex Iwobi in the Moroccan team, and the tactics that the Super Eagles should deploy as they watch out for their equivalents in the Moroccan team.
Well, for Morocco, they have, Brahim Diaz, who is currently the highest goal scorer in this tournament. He has scored in every game at this tournament, so he's a big threat. The only good thing for Nigeria is that we've kept clean sheets back to back. Before, Mozambique game, Nigerians were clamoring for, we always concede, even against Uganda. When Uganda was, 10 man down, they still find a way to score us. So Nigerians were asking for clean sheets, for us to be compact at the back. And we did that against Mozambique and Algeria. So, the threat of Brahim Diaz could be actually, bringing down to Ibrahim's minimum. They have the current African Footballer of the Year, Hakimi, who started playing in the third match, and he has been good as well. He's the captain of the side. He plays fifth kick. Their wing backs are actually the biggest strength for us. Mazraoui from our United is there as well. They have a Kabi, who loves scoring bicycle kicks. So we have to be wary of that as well. So they have a lot of players. Unfortunately for them, their captain, the second vice captain, Sainz is injured, so he will not be playing this game as well. So they have a bit of defect at the back. So if Ademola Lookman and the likes of Akwa Adams and Victor Moses take their chances, we can put them to cleaners. But they have good players as well. Like I said, Diaz is one of the best players right now at the tournament. They have Mazraoui, they have El Kabi, and they have, Hakimi. So it looks like it's quality versus quality. At the end of the day, like you guys know, psychology, works well for North African countries. They want to, knock you off your mental before they defeat you. And hopefully the boys have learned their lesson from Algeria and, of course, Tunisia.
If you want to be the best, they say you have to beat the best. And that's what we're seeing play out. If they have players that can score bicycle kicks, we have players that can do that in the air, on the floor, wherever. So we're really matching firepower for firepower. I know the coach was asked what his plans are if this goes into penalties. And you can't forget too quickly the playoffs we had against, what's it called? Congo DR. And how we just faltered when it came to penalties. Well, he joked about it and said he will pray at the mosque and all of that, just try to wish it away. But do you see tonight's match going into penalties? Because you mentioned something interesting. They have a player that has scored in every match. And now we have a team that has tried to keep a clean sheet. So it's also, we're scoring, by the way. So it's almost like the forces balance each other. So do you see this going into penalties?
Well, it can, because if you look at what Eric just said, at the press conference, yesterday, he was talking about playing low blocks because of the physicality of the players. Like I said, the physicality have turned on the players. Iwobi came out to say, the travels will not affect them. That is not an excuse. And it's actually a very crazy, past few days for them. Went to Fez, traveled by road to Rabat, have to go for like 40 minutes for their training yesterday. So, the physicality, the travels will actually affect them. But we can't take, what is said at press conference. You know about mind games when it comes to matches like this. But if you get to extra time, I think Eric Chell, we have to, he knows what because after the question, he laughed before he said he would go to the mosque to train. So I know that he will be training. Remember, we journalists just have 15 minutes mandated by CAF to cover their training session. So we didn't see the length of the training session, whether they trained or they didn't train for penalties. But of course, they will train for penalties, because if you play low blocks against Morocco, that means you'll be stretching the game to extra time like we did against Congo DR. So I know they must have trained over penalties. Remember, we got to extra time back-to-back in the World Cup qualifiers here in Morocco, and of course we play in Rabat in those qualifiers. So for Eric Chell, they are doing a lot. Yesterday we had a refreshing player coming to press conference, who talked about the mentality in the team, and of course is one of the leaders of the team. So I think they've trained everything, because you don't take anything away from North Africans. They've trained everything from their own part as well. So as a Nigerian, we have to train from our part as well. But like you said, the psychology of this game is very huge. And yesterday the ticket was sold out. And remember, if the ticket is sold out for North African games, that means all their fans have bought the ticket. So the fans will be packed, and the players have to, use their sense in this time around.
All right, Pooja, so we need to wind down. Talk to us beyond the Super Eagles match. Talk to us about the competition itself. So for these semi-finals, we have 5 persons that have won African Player of the Year. In fact, amongst them, they have about 7. One, I think Salah and Sadio having 2 apiece, and then Lukman, Hakimi, and Osimhen. Does this speak to, is this the best we can produce? Does this speak to the fact that we were able to get the best to this point as far as African football is concerned?
Yes, you're right. Before the quarterfinal, all the top 5 teams in Africa go to the quarterfinals. The big teams go to the quarterfinal based on FIFA ranking. And this time around, these are the best 4 teams or 5 teams in Africa. And it come from, you saw, like you said, African Football of the Year, flood both 4 teams. For Egypt and Senegal, it's a revenge of the 2021, final, where Senegal won in Yaoundé against Egypt. So it's a fight. And we have 2 former Liverpool legends, I would say, Salah versus Sadio Mane. So it's a big match. Morocco as well. It's only Nigeria in this circle that failed to qualify for the World Cup. So it shows that the AFCON this time around is on a high level. And like I already said, if you want to win AFCON this time around, you don't play through shortcuts. You have to beat the big team from the quarterfinals down to the final. So it just shows that African football is coming of age. If you want to be a big team, you have to win big. There's no time for shortcut for all these average teams anymore. But like you said, from the quarterfinals, the top-ranked teams, 8 top-ranked teams, of course, qualify for the quarterfinal. And this time around, the 4 best teams in Africa, or the top 5 teams in the FIFA ranking are in the semi-final. So if you want to win the AFCON, you have to beat the big side in Africa.
Pooja, just before we let you go, traditionally we would like you to give us a prediction. What do you think the goals will be like later tonight?
It's really a tough game, very tough game. We are the pitch side as well. We will close 30 meters to the players, so we are feeling the same kind of pressure as well. So I think Nigeria will win. Victor Osimhen will captain the side today, and anytime he has captained us, we have won games. So hopefully it comes with calmness, it comes with his leadership quality, and get goals for us. He's actually the second, highest goal scorer with 4 goals, 2 assists. So hopefully we win, and I think we're going to concede. Wabali, of course, has kept 2 clean sheets back-to-back, but of course, they have a player who has scored in every game. They have a Kabi, they have a Hakimi. So I think it will end in 2-1. Nigeria will win, qualify for the final, and eventually lift the AFCON.
All right.
Pooja,
that's a narrow one.
I love that. I love that.
It.
We'll take it because there's been lots of predictions as well by people. You have a big IMO saying Super Eagles don't get carried away, but stay united. Your opponent is Morocco, and one thing you need to understand is that it will never be easy facing the host nation. They have a big advantage. Play as a team, do the dirty work in the first half, and win it at full time. I want to maybe look into the future with you, Pooja. I must say some people didn't give the Super Eagles a chance because we were coming off, the defeat to DRC, not qualifying for the World Cup. So expectations were really, really low or not there at all. Whichever way this swings, what do you think should be the future of Eric Schell and this current team? Do you think we have finally gotten the mix right and we should build on it, or we can do better?
Well, I think we should build on it because after AFCON, the AFCON qualifier for Tanzania, Uganda, and Kenya will start. So we need that consistency. And we are talking about the money from Eric Schell. It's a huge lot of money per month. It's $50,000 for Eric Schell per month. So the National Sports Commission, the federal government, the NFL have to come together to decide if they want to continue to pay this amount of money for Eric Schell. And for the work Eric Schell have done, I think he has done well. So he took over since now. He has done well. His record was good. He did his 1-year anniversary just a few days ago, and the record was fantastic. We find a way to score goals. We find a way to win games, and we are doing extremely well at AFCON. So it now boils down to if you can pay salaries, I think it should continue, because after this AFCON, we have matches back-to-back for qualifying for the next AFCON, which is next year. It's just next year. So this year will be full of qualifiers, and we need that consistency, even if we fail to win AFCONs, because we've done extremely well so far at this AFCON. So if we can pay his salaries, I think it should stay, because we played good football, attacking football that the whole, the nation is talking about under Eric Schell, and I think the players love him, and the chemistry is good. He should continue on the job.
You had to put that condition, but it's important if we can pay the salary. But Pooja, we have to thank you so much. I know it's a big night for you. Wish you the best with the cold. I'm sure we'll get all the great insights, pictures from you. So here's to Nigeria winning that match. Thank you so much, Pooja. I've been speaking with Suleiman Adebayo, sports journalist, joining us from Morocco ahead of tonight's semi-final match. Thank you, Pooja.
Thank you.
Guys, I was just thinking about, well, something funny happened. Bukola, just as information, I remember those days when the Super Eagles used to play, we had people that had different assignments. In fact, we had a particular gentleman, I can't remember his name. If anybody is disturbing our player, we'll just put him to commit a foul, then the player will be out. So football is all psychology. It's a game. So, but let's tell you what you guys are saying. Dean Amin says, Nigeria 3-2. Nigeria 3, Tunisia 2. Nigeria 2, Algeria 0. Nigeria versus Morocco, they are on a mission to defeat North Africa.
Well, we have time enough just for this one from Harun Mustafa, who says, I believe Super Eagles will beat Morocco tomorrow. He goes on to say, they just need to beg Nwabali to stay within his post. Many of the Moroccan players can hit the ball from any range. So that's a very instructive one there too as well.
And for everybody who's going to be watching from home, take it easy, okay? It's football. It's not life or death, all right? Do not get too agitated. Relax. Enjoy it almost like a movie, all right? Because we don't want anything untoward happening. But here's the victory for Nigeria and the Super Eagles. And that's where we draw the curtains of the show today. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow when we win that match.
Amen to that. And let's just remind the Sports Commission about Pooja's counsel. Money is the lubricant for the commitment and the goals. We'll join you again tomorrow. I am Bukola Koka.
Sunrise Daily is up at the top of the hour. If you can't take the pressure, walk into your kitchen and just be watching the highlights later.
Or walk out of the kitchen and go to sleep.
Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.